you want some of the best water and city views right here in Seattle without feeling like you're right in the middle of the city, well, I might have the perfect spot for you. Today, we're gonna take a tour around Magnolia, Seattle's premier peninsula neighborhood with bluff-top views and Discovery Park. It truly has a small town feel just minutes from downtown. We'll cover things like location and commute, what it's like to live here day to day, schools, real estate, homes offered, prices, and everything you need to know if Magnolia might be a consideration for your next move. Now, Magnolia is located just northwest of downtown Seattle. It's located on a peninsula, so you're surrounded by water, as I mentioned. It juts into Puget Sound. You're bordered by Elliott Bay to the south, Salmon Bay and Ballard to the north, and Inner Bay and Queen Anne to the east side. Now, access into Magnolia is a little bit sparse in terms of the amount of connection points. You have a few bridges or road connections taking you into Magnolia across the rail yards in Inner Bay, so it can certainly feel a bit more separate or removed than a lot of the other Seattle neighborhoods because of that. Now, the typical drive time, if you're going, say, from Magnolia to downtown Seattle and vice versa, that varies a bit, of course, depending on the time of day and how deep in Magnolia you're going, but on average, about 15 to 25 minutes is a good expectation to get you from Magnolia into downtown. Now, of course, Magnolia is much more car dependent because of the things we just talked about. You have some bus routes that service Magnolia, but for the most part, you're going to be very car dependent. The light rail does not service Magnolia directly. Now, here in Magnolia, it's very residential. You have beautiful tree-lined streets, tons of great bluff-top views, and beautiful parks all over the place. Magnolia certainly tends to feel a little bit slower paced than a lot of the other neighborhoods right here in Seattle proper. There's certainly less nightlife, more early morning dog walks and strollers being pushed around. Magnolia really has a strong sense of neighborhood pride. People who move here very often will stay long-term. Now, Magnolia has about 22,000 residents currently, with the median age being 42 years old. There's going to be a wide mix of people that live here. You're going to have a lot of younger professional families with kids and dogs and whatnot. You're going to have a lot of empty nesters who have been here a very long time and have just enjoyed the area so much they've had no reason to leave. And of course, you'll still have some single professionals that enjoy a little bit more peace and quiet, but still want the access and proximity to everything right in Seattle. If we want to talk about local amenities and things to do right here in the neighborhood of Magnolia, you have a few options. You have Magnolia Village, which is the main commercial core. So you have cafes, bakeries, restaurants, small shops, and local services. It's very local based. It's pretty small, but it's very walkable once you're there. So it really has that small town, Main Street kind of feel. Further south, you'll have Fisherman's Terminal and the Elliott Bay Marina area. So you've got some restaurants on the water and a working marina, views of fishing boats. It's kind of a nice spot, especially on a nice Seattle sunny day, to hang out and enjoy a meal. Now, you're also going to have a lot of green space. You're going to have a local community center. There are parks all over the place, some small parks with ball fields and playgrounds for the kids, and some larger parks where you can really enjoy the outdoors. Now, I mentioned that Magnolia is one of the best locations you can be for outdoor enthusiasts. To give you the full experience, I jumped into Discovery Park here. I'm heading down the trail. I'm going to head down to the lighthouse and give you an idea of what this looks like. But 534 acres here in Discovery Park. Beautiful trails winding all the way through. And again, it takes you down to West Point Lighthouse down at the water with some gorgeous views. So let's keep going down there. Let's take a look. Now let's get the drone up in the air and get some cool shots down at the lighthouse. We're getting close. Take a look at this view here. All right, we made it down here. So it's just over a mile hike down here to the lighthouse, a little over a mile back, depending on which parking lot you park in. But when you get down here, I'm glad I chose today. It's November, so it's a little dicey if I was going to have a good day for some views at this place at down here by the lighthouse. But once you get down here, especially on a nice day like this, check out these views, the lighthouse, the Olympics, the sound, gorgeous. Now let's talk about the real estate and housing here in Magnolia so you can get an idea of what you might be able to find and the type of price tag you might have to pay. Now, Magnolia is more expensive than Seattle in general as a whole. The median home price here in Magnolia currently is $1,285,000. The median home price in Seattle as a whole currently is $959,000. Now, of course, it's Seattle, so you're gonna have a lot of older architecture, but you're gonna have a wide mix through all of these streets throughout Magnolia. It's got a lot of great character. You're gonna see a lot of 1940s to 1950s 1960s mid-century homes spread throughout the neighborhood. You're gonna have many larger view-oriented homes located along the bluffs with some gorgeous views of the water. And of course, you'll have a wide mix of more traditional, some craftsmen, some Tudors, and some more modern, newer construction standalone homes throughout the neighborhood. You will have some condos and townhomes located closer to the village, so if you want something at a little bit more of an affordable price point, there are a few options here and there, but it's certainly geared more towards single-family homes. Now, like I said, that median price is $1,285,000 currently, but you'll have a lot of homes in that $1.4 to $1.8 million price range. Of course, you can find some lower, closer to $1 million to $1.2, and you'll have plenty that are $2 million plus, some gorgeous homes. Now, Magnolia has historically a great appreciation just due to the overall location, the beautiful views that it offers, and the peace and quiet that it offers. So people that buy in Seattle, in many of the neighborhoods, they end up transitioning out of the neighborhood because they want a little bit more of a suburban lifestyle. They want a little bit more peace and quiet. But when you start here in Magnolia, you get that from the beginning. So a lot of people don't end up moving out of the neighborhood and stay here, but it has become certainly a very desirable place to live. If good schools are a consideration for you, Magnolia could certainly provide what you're looking for. In terms of elementary schools, you have Magnolia Elementary, which is rated a 7 out of 10 on Great Schools. You have Lawton Elementary, which is rated a 6 out of 10 on Great Schools. And then you have a K through 8 Catherine Blaine School, which is rated 9 out of 10 on Great Schools. If you're looking at high schools, Ballard High School is what services Magnolia, and it's rated a 10 out of 10 on Great Schools. Now, additionally, you'll have some great private school options in the area as well, if you're focused a bit more on that. Now, let's wrap up this video just by talking about the overall pros and cons of living in Magnolia. I've showed you why it's such an amazing place on this video. There's also plenty of downsides as well. Now, some of the big pros, of course, like we've gone over, is all the amazing green space, beautiful parks, gorgeous views all over Magnolia. It is very friendly for those that love the outdoors. It's that more quiet, residential, small town feel, but within good access to get to downtown and everything that Seattle has to offer. It's a bit more of a suburb lifestyle without actually having to go outside of Seattle proper into the suburbs. Great school options and a very engaged community here make it a wonderful atmosphere to be in. Now, some of the drawbacks, of course, we've mentioned some of them here earlier on this video, but housing is more expensive. You're quite a bit higher. You're almost $300,000 more on that median price versus the rest of Seattle proper. Of course, you do get what you pay for. It's that way for a reason because it is such a desirable place to live. Very limited nightlife here in Magnolia. You're gonna have fewer retail and restaurant opportunities. You do have some right there in Magnolia Village that we talked about before, but overall, you will end up spending time in other Seattle neighborhoods taking advantage of some great restaurants and more shopping and retail options. And if you're somebody that still enjoys the nightlife opportunities, you will have to go outside of Magnolia to some of the other locations in Seattle. This is certainly much more car dependent as well. Not as great of public transit here coming up to Magnolia as you'll have again in some of the other Seattle neighborhoods. Hopefully this video was helpful for you to get an idea of what it's like to live here in Magnolia. If this sounds like a place that interests you and you want to explore it further and potentially see if it's the right place to live, or you want to talk about other locations across Seattle proper or the metropolitan area, feel free to reach out to me. I love helping you guys out. Those of you that reach out to me here from YouTube after watching the videos, I assist in home buying and home selling here in the Seattle area and would love to chat with you about your goals. Thanks for watching this one.